Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Kamga Reacts. My name is Kamga, and today's video is from Lucy Mwangi, USA. Trust the process, the name of the channel. And the video is titled African Registered Nurse Living Paycheck to Paycheck. Is this the American Dream? Now, you've known on the channel, I've done 2 videos so far, maybe 3, talking about the immigrant process. One of them was talking about somebody who actually is in Ghana, who left from the US and built a business. And so a lot of the videos that I've been getting interested in are videos that have to do with the other side of the story, or people sharing their immigrant stories. I think it's important for people to hear about these things. If you're about to travel, if you've recently traveled, if you're thinking of traveling, if you don't want to travel, I think it's good to have perspective. Now, a couple of videos ago, I did the perspective of somebody who felt like a loser because she's been in the UK for so long. And you can go and watch that video, watch my reaction. Another one was talk about Japa, that if you Japa for your kids, be prepared to Japa that for them. So if you move because of your children, there's a very high chance that you're also going to move again because of them. So not to make this introduction long, we're going to see what she has to say, and then we'll hear my thoughts. Again, this is a reaction/commentary video, which means that I will pause the video and talk, okay? So if you want to watch the full video without my commentary, without my noise, the link to the full video is going to be there. You can watch it and check out the other videos and potentially follow them if you like the content. So let's get started.
Hey guys, so I woke up early this morning to pay my bills. This is the meaning of living paycheck to paycheck. And the realization is hitting me every day, more and more every day, that no matter what I do, I can't seem to catch a break with this bill. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to calculate my bills. So I usually pay my bills twice a month because I can't afford to pay all of them once a month. We get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, so every 2 weeks I pay a certain portion of the bills, and then the next 2 weeks I pay another portion of the bills. So I'm sitting here in the morning trying to calculate how to divide this paycheck into the various bills that I have. And when I tell you that looking at it, I don't even think it's enough. And I'm like, so what should we do?
You know, just listening to this introduction, I just feel a sense of heaviness because this is the reality of many people, not just immigrants. There are many people in America, and I want to think other countries, who are barely keeping up with inflation, cost of living, taxation, expenses. It is not easy. It is not easy. I mean, a lot of questions come to my mind, you know, like, is this a double income family? Are they living in a state where there's a lot of expenses? How many kids are there in the house? Do they have any debt? Like, I'm just thinking of all these things, but the bottom of the matter is, to live like this on a regular basis, it just slowly drains your soul to the point where you're barely existing. You're just trying to pay bills and just let me just watch. I think I'll say what I want to say towards the end, but let me understand where she's coming from.
Should we do, like, get another side hustle? Should we, like, I have to, like, really rethink. I have to rethink my life in 2025 financially, because it's not working. Whatever I've been doing the last year or two, it's not working anymore. So living paycheck to paycheck is an actual thing. It's very frustrating because you work and work, and you're hoping that you'll be able to sustain your life without stressing.
So you may not know this about me. I probably said it in the other channel. When I moved to the US, got married, marriage didn't work out. There was a period of a couple of years where I was working, like you said, get paid twice a week. And one of my paychecks basically go to pay rent. Like, literally, I'll just collect it, pay rent, it's gone. And then the rest of the paycheck now will be feeding, insurance, other bills. So electricity, internet, car insurance, if I'm paying gas for the car, things like that. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was saving a little bit, but it wasn't enough that I could take time off work. So I'm so grateful that it wasn't for a very long period, but I remember the stress that I went through at the time, wondering what would happen to me if I fell sick. I was by myself. I didn't have any family nearby. I was thinking of going back to Cameroon. Like just thinking about it, I'm like, man, I don't wish that for anybody. I don't wish that for anybody. Mm-mm.
But that doesn't happen. So I have to figure out how I'm going to manage this year, 2025. And it's going to take maybe some drastic measures. I'm going to have to make some serious changes. I don't know what those changes are, but I need to make some serious changes.
I like that attitude.
Because the income is not matching the expenses. I'm either going to have to reduce my expenses drastically, maybe be willing to be a little bit more uncomfortable in life for like a year, or something has to give this year, because I can't continue doing this.
The hamster wheel.
Actual rat race.
It is
chasing your tail every day, day in, day out.
It is
day in, day out. So I was just making like a rough draft of all my bills that I have to pay this.
That right there is one of the things to do. Budgeting tends to be I want to say a lot of things, but I really want to get the context. So I'm just going to keep playing the video, and then if anything else comes up, I'll come up. But I really want to get the context of how she got to this point, because she's a registered nurse. Mind you, a couple of days ago, I saw a video of a registered nurse who was making more money, working part-time 3 days a week. She makes more money than my full-time job that I work for, that I do. And I was like, great, maybe I should become a registered nurse. So it's like the lack of information, it can steal your whole life.
We call it a pay period. So it's every 2 weeks. And all the money is gone from the paycheck. I didn't even have enough to save for myself.
That's scary.
So if I decide to pay myself first, then I'll have to forfeit one bill. So one bill will have to be late. So I'm like, which one? Which one? What? Do you guys go through this? I know I did another video and I said the biggest thing that I have to do and like really be firm and disciplined about it is to get rid of credit card debt.
See, now some context is coming up, right? Some context is coming up. Debt. I was reading this book. Its title is "This Book Will Save Your Time." It's a book about Bitcoin. I was studying Bitcoin recently, the past couple of months. I really getting to understand what money is, what Bitcoin is, and just to get a hang of things like inflation, deflation, the Federal Reserve, all these terms that you hear on the news that don't make any sense. And one of the things that this book gave me, one of the best things that I got from this book called "This Book Will Save You Time" was the opposite of savings is not spending. That's what I understood. The opposite of saving is not spending. The opposite of saving is borrowing money in order to use in the moment. Because let's go on a short tangent here. I think this is very important for this particular context when it talks to getting rid of credit card debt in general. And I'm getting excited because I love to talk about money. So essentially, when you save money, you are saving time. Because when you go to work, when you sit somewhere, you work for 8 hours, 10 hours, 40 hours, you collect an expression of the time and energy that you have put into that business. That's time. You've collected that time in a cash format. When you save money, you're saving time, which means that if for whatever reason you're able to save enough that your expenses are so small that you can basically stop working and you can pay your bills and all that, it means you have bought time. So let me say, for example, let's say you need only $5 to live a day, right? Let's just arbitrarily, hypothetically, you need only $5 to live a day. What this means is that if you save $5,000, hey, just bear with me. If you're able to save for whatever reason $5,000, it means you have enough money to live for 1,000 days. That's about 3 years. which means for those 3 years, you don't have to work because, again, your expenses are $5. So when you save money, you are saving time because you're keeping money that if you needed to stop working, to not go to the office, to not do anything, you will have enough money to pay your expenses. The opposite of that is debt. Because when you use a credit card, when you borrow money to buy a house, which I've done, pay a mortgage, when you borrow money from the bank to buy a house, you're borrowing money from your future. Now, the money that you could have saved, you now have to pay that debt, that time that was borrowed from your future. If you were saving that money slowly over time, it would take you maybe 10, 20 years to save that money. But when you borrow that money from the bank, you now have taken 30 years that you have to now pay within the next 30 years. Credit card debt, car notes, mortgages. Well, credit card is called consumer debt. I'm getting really expressive about this because a lot of people, especially African immigrants who move to places like America, because I don't think you have consumer debt like that in Europe. I think it's a lot more difficult. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in America, you can go and borrow money and buy something. And it's very easy to forget that you will have to pay that thing with interest. And that interest compounds. There is a compound effect that happens to interest where you can buy this phone for $100 and you end up paying $500 on that phone. If you don't pay it off completely, if you pay only the interest, or let's say the minimum amount required, you can pay double, triple, sometimes 100 times more than what you bought the thing you paid for. So let me stop there for now. But one of the things that she mentioned, one of the things I was looking forward to hearing is the context of how she got to this point, credit card debt. And I think the best person to listen to when you're in debt is Dave Ramsey. If there's anybody on the internet that I think gives the kind of advice that you need when you're trying to get out of debt. Now, when you've gotten out of debt, when you're trying to invest and grow, you may not want to listen to everything that he says. But when you're in debt and you need to get out of debt, just get his books, listen to his videos, podcasts. I'll sure talk about that some more in the other channel about money and things. But I want to say that here because if you're watching this and you're in this situation, you need to get a handle of it because it gets worse. It does get worse if you're not able to catch yourself quickly and address things.
And all the other debt that I have, and maybe after that I will catch a break. I'll be able to breathe a little. Maybe look for another source of income, a side hustle to supplement the income that I'm already making, because this is not working. This is not working for me. Whew. I hope you guys will go along with me on this journey of financial freedom.
Yes.
I am really, really passionate about this in 2025. I know I can do it. I just need to to get the roadmap of where to start in 2025. I know I have to make some drastic changes because I cannot continue like this. I cannot continue like this. Every time I'm doing my bills, I just get depressed.
Oh.
It's very depressing.
Yeah.
It's very depressing.
Can imagine, man.
But I have to come out of my comfort zone, and I'm doing these videos to hold me accountable.
She's yeah. And I love her attitude because a lot of people die in silence. The enemy loves when we punish ourselves, when we feel guilty, when we gather the shame. She making this video and putting it out there, she's going to attract two kinds of people. There are people who come and probably mock, maybe don't even say anything. But then there are other people who come and give her the kind of encouragement that she needs. And just putting this video, even if nobody watches this video, the sense that she has made this decision, she's speaking these words into life, I can guarantee that this lady is going to handle this thing. It might take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but I can bet that if she continues in this same light of, all right, this cannot work anymore, I need to find a way to sort this thing out. Maybe I should get a side hustle. Maybe I should increase my income. Maybe I should do XYZ, handle this. She will find a way. She will find a way. I know it.
To look back and see if I'm making any progress or not. Because guys, I can't continue like this. The sad realization is hitting me late in life.
It's never too late.
I've been here for a long time. I should have been known this.
Nah. See, I see, I'm probably surprising myself. I'm surprising myself by saying this, but see, yeah, what they say, the best time to plant the tree is yesterday. The second best time is now. The best time to address your money issues is the moment you realize that you have money issues. That's it. Just get on with it.
I should have known this by now. I should have already had a roadmap to financial success. But I didn't think that. I never put that as a priority. I never put that as priority because I always thought that, okay, as long as I'm getting the money, I'm paying the bills, my child is going to a good school, I'm able even to go back to school. I thought that was enough. But excuse me, I have to curate my own American dream now.
Correct.
And refocus, reshift my perception of the American dream, create my own, and then go for it.
That's right.
What? Yeah.
You got this.
And a lot of people are telling me, you're just complaining. You're in the U.S. Why you keep complaining about these financial issues? Because it's a real issue.
It is. It is.
It's a real issue. It's affecting most of us. And we have to figure out other options. What are the other options? Kuna mtu aliniambia, there's somebody that told me in the comment section that I'm the employment type.
What does that mean?
The employment type.
What does that even mean?
That's what I've been, by the way, the whole time. I've been employed. I've been in the employment sector the whole time. I've always been employed. So maybe it's time to shift that mindset to something else. And
what does that even mean? What does that even mean, being the employment type? It sounds like an insult, but do you know how many people, and I'm trying to compare here, but do you know how many people actually want jobs and they cannot get jobs? People, I don't mean you who made this video. I'm talking about the person who's saying you're the employment type. Like, is this supposed to be like a derogatory term? Like something to make you feel bad that you have skills that somebody actually wants to pay you to work for? If that's the case, then they're failing because they're actually giving you a compliment. Yes. To be employable is not easy. The goal to become unemployable is something everybody's working towards. You want to get to the point where you're not employable. But imagine starting your journey in America, starting a journey in life, and nobody wants to hire you because you don't qualify for any. You have no skills that can be useful. Yeah, nobody wants to be in that position. So self-awareness. I forget that this is not the other channel. I've made videos about self-awareness, about philosophy of life, and things like that because when you know who you are, you know what you can do, how you learn. She's mentioning here about mindset shift. So she knows about herself enough to know that, okay, it's time to change about something, time to do something differently. And that's really the opportunity to create a new identity. The things I know about money now, I didn't know about them 2020, even 2021. That's like 3 years ago. I read books on money. I watch podcasts on money. I read. I apply in my own life. Man, you should see me budgeting now. You should see me planning for the future. You should see me thinking about mortgages and inflation and rates and all this and credit cards. I am a pro. Okay, yeah, I'm tooting my own horn. But it only happened because I didn't have a choice. I noticed that there was a problem and I had to find a way to work it out. Either that or nobody was going to come and save me. And from where did this thing, she has the right combination for the kind of miracles that you only see when you've gone through difficult times. And that's why I've subscribed to the channel, because I will be coming to check every once in a while to see how far she's going. I am pretty sure that if she gets the right information, the right knowledge, the right mindset shifts, this will be a funny story to be talking about a few years from now.
I think I have to get out of my own comfort zone, get out of the box.
She's already doing that now.
Get out of my own little box and do big girl things.
This is what you're already doing it.
This right here.
Posting this video is a big girl thing. Not many people will do that. Not many people actually admit that they have a money problem. Not many people actually admit that they need to get a mindset shift. They need to seek help. I think it's important to realize that if you find yourself in a position where you're even able to identify that you have a problem, you're ahead of many people. There are people who don't even know that they have a problem until something bad happens.
This is not working for me. I cannot continue to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, you cannot.
I am in the US for crying out loud. I should be doing better. I should be doing better.
On the flip side, I'm going to add this, and it's getting to the end of the video. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Life is not about money. I love money. I like thinking about it and reading about it. Money is just a reflection of time. It's really about figuring out what are those things that are important for you. There is a Netflix show by, let me see if I can find it. There's a Netflix show called, let me see, How to Get Rich. No. Let me see now. Ramit. Yeah, this show, How to Get Rich. It's on Netflix, right? This same author. Anyway, he talks a lot about money. If you're watching this, Lucy, check out Ramit Sethi. He talks about money. There's the other person I mentioned. It's Dave Ramsey. This is Dave Ramsey. He has YouTube channel, video, books, and things like that. To get out of debt, he's one of the guys to talk about. But when you watch How to Get Rich by Ramit on Netflix, you will see that it's a mindset shift, right? But Ramit talks about your rich life. Like, what are the things that you actually want to do with your time, with your life? Because if you got all the money in the world, like this is a question that I'll ask Lucy. If you got all the money in the world, Gary Vaynerchuk asked this question too. If you got all the money in the world, and then you got a phone call that the person you care about the most just passed away, will that money mean anything? Because as much as we talk about making it in America, making it as immigrants, making it, listen, put money in its place. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. Whether it's all evil, all kinds of evil, it doesn't matter. But it's the love of money that is the root of all evil. And so it's important to understand that as a human being, you have more value than how much you make, whether you're the employment type, unemployment type, it doesn't matter. And this is frustrating. It's very frustrating to not know what you're going to eat, which bill you're supposed to pay, whether you should get more hours at work, should you be switching careers, should you going back to school? It's frustrating, granted. But we need to always remember that our lives are more than the money that we make or the positions or the roles that we have or the job titles. Your life is more than that. What you represent for your child is way more than how much money you bring. That, without even knowing you, I can guarantee. There is no child who would sell their parent for any amount of money. Any normal child wouldn't do that. And so please, if you're watching this, I hope you get the perspective that yes, there is an issue. You need to address your money concerns. You need to figure out all that stuff. Yes, but this sentence, I should be doing better than I'm doing. I should be doing better. It will put you in a position where you may not even see the progress that you've made because you're looking and maybe, and I know I'm going a long shot here, assuming things on the video, maybe you're comparing yourself to other people who are making it and you're thinking that you're on the same circumstances. You have your own circumstances and you have no idea what God is going to do with you. So please, give yourself some grace. All right, give yourself some grace. You have already made a big step by making this video. You're taking charge. You're self-aware. You're making a plan. Just get more information, find more actionable steps, and then stick to your plan. Okay? Let me finish the video.
And I hold myself responsible for not making moves before and not being conscious of what is going on in my finances. I think I've just been on autopilot and thinking that going to work, coming and paying the bills is enough. Obviously, it's not enough because the paycheck itself is not even enough, guys. What? Whew, well, yeah. If you have any ideas of the side hustles that you guys are doing here, I know people are saying invest in stocks and stuff like that. If you have any ideas of the things that people are doing here as a side hustle and not just depending on employment, let's share in the comment section. Let's share this in the comment section, because I'm already depressed and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning.
I know it's supposed to be funny, but it's both funny and it's not at the same time in a weird way. It's like laughing at your pain, but also realizing that it's actually painful, So, oh man, let's see what the comments say.
We have to do better.
You will. You surely will. You surely will. Let me see what the comments. So first of all, she's a registered nurse, so that's what she does for work. Somebody says you can do hospice or home care or long-term health on weekends or begin to do 7 times 12. I know it's hard on the body. It's softer if you do 5 to 6, 16 at the LTs. I think it's long-term care. Less stress with the hospitals and rates are higher. Home care. Nursing is a hard job. Why not get your nurse practitioner so you earn more and work less? And of course, you stay in the urgent care or ER with overtime. You can easily cross 200K with less physical labor than being this. Then look for a spouse. Marriage abroad is for sharing. let me actually do this. Marriage abroad is for sharing bills. It's never done for love. Okay, I thoroughly disagree with this. Marriage is from God, and marriage is the relationship between Jesus and his bride, the church. So, all right. So please leave marriage out of this conversation. Let me see what she says. I may have to work on PRN on the weekends. I've been working in America. So somebody said I'm working in America for almost 20 years. When I first arrived, I was making very little, struggle a lot. So when I graduated and got my first good job, I decided to live on half of what I earned. People laughed at me. I drove an old car, lived in a cheap apartment with no cable, no traveling or eating. I didn't even get my hair done in about 9 years. I had enough money saved to buy a new car, put a down payment on the house. I was making half of what I make now. What they say is not how much you make, but how you spend. Also, listen to, Dave Ramsey read his book. You see, I mentioned this is Dave Ramsey here. This is Dave Ramsey. When you're in debt, I think Dave Ramsey is the person you need to be listening to. His advice will save you from debt. All right. So she says, thank you for encouragement. I've been debt free before. Intend to do it again. Yeah, you go. Some nurses live above their means. They're full by a title of job, nurse, machin. Stay encouraged. Also registered nurse after working, slaving med surgery, stroke. Wow. Meds, on my mind to complete MP school, investment. So here's what I think. Lucy, if you ask me, here's what I think. All right. Let me give you my own take about this whole situation. First things first, what you're doing is great. You're holding yourself accountable. You're making a video to help people, to get people to see that you're doing that. And I'm pretty sure that you've made other videos. Let me see if you made other videos already since that time. This was 6 days ago that this video was made. So let me see. Is there a new video? Sell the car. Oh no, this is 10 hours ago. Get married. Diaspora and overcoming. So let me see what videos I just watched. I just watched this one. Get married. They told her to get married. Some people said insurance, health insurance in America to save money while pursuing American dream. Africaners risk in car. So it does seem, from my perspective, that you are doing pretty well with tracking and documenting what you're doing, right? You're doing well with figuring out what you need to do, where you need to save money, things like that. You're getting the conversation going, which is great. So I think, first of all, your YouTube channel is going to be a source of your income. It's going to be a great source of income because you're getting people talking, you're posting more videos. Keep doing that. First thing that I'll mention is doing a budget. Everybody needs a budget. Whether you're in debt or you're not in debt, you need to get a budget. You need to get a handle of how much is coming in, how much is going out, how much do I have saved, how much do I need for what. You need to know where your money is going and tell your money what to do. If not, your money will tell you what to do, and you don't want that. That's how you end up in debt and in situations like this. So that's one, get a budget. Number two, you're already doing that, you're getting a mindset shift. So what I would recommend is get information that will help you make educated decisions. You don't want to just quit a job or work multiple hours without thinking of the long-term consequences of that. Because if, for example, you chose to double your hours and for whatever reason you fell sick, then that's sort of income that goes away and you get into more trouble, you get into more debt because you have to figure out a way to just stay alive. You don't want that. So budget, switch mindsets with right information so they can make decisions that are informed, not just decisions that are, out of the emotions and the feelings that you have at a particular time. So I think that this video is already getting too long, but I have a feeling they are going to figure this thing out. In my case, what I did was I switched to a career that was higher pay. I switched to tech. I got certified, I started working and used my experience at each job to go to the next job. Right now, I'm pretty comfortable at the work that I'm doing. I could probably make more if I chose to leave to another job, but I actually like the company that I'm working for and I still have a lot to learn. So I chose to stay there first because trying to look for a job is like a full-time job these days. But that's one. So where I work right now is okay. But on the side, I do this. I do reaction videos, right? That's what I'm doing. And then I also have another channel where I'm creating things. So, and then I also teach people what I do for work. So I have different sources of that and I'm still building it. Now, like somebody said, I am married. So my bills are shared with my wife. We have a house and a mortgage. That is right now we do have some consumer debt, but we're actively paying it down because when we moved, we chose to make that decision to get 0% interest to get some things. Long story short, for the past 3 years, I've been studying and learning and reading about money. There's a book that I would recommend. Actually, 2 books. It's called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Let me see if I can find it. If you can find that book, you can probably find it in the library or, which another thing, another quick tip is there are many ways that you could save money by just not doing what everybody's doing, by actually being smart about money, using the library, paying off your car. If you don't like, this is a book, Psychology of Money is one of the books. Timeless Lessons on Wealth and Greed and Happiness. I think you should read this book. It'll be very helpful. Then one of the books, so I made a video actually about this book. It's called How to Adult. This book, I did a review of this book on my YouTube channel. I think it's a great book. I think everybody should read this. I think especially when you're in America, you should really read this. It's a book for high school students, but I think we all have to be high school students at some point. Read this book. I made a review of the book. I think it's a great book. It's like 2 books I would recommend. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel and How to Adult by Jake Cousineau. I think these 2 books will give you a great primer of where you need to begin in terms of your money journey, your finance journey, and things like that. All right, so not to make this video longer than it needs to be, thank you for sharing with us. I'm rooting for you, Lucy. I think you will make it. And I hope what I've said, you'll find something that helps. And if I said anything that is offensive, please forgive me. All right. For the rest of you, I'll see you in the next video. My name is Kamga. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Let's talk later. Bye.